would
changes.
take the
projects list thing
yeah,
off.
yeah.
Okay, and so just have it like this,
Um,
And
or
take it off those curly braces too, I think.
yeah,
like
like
that.
you state the initial state that you want is just like an empty array.
Okay,
So,
so
like-
essentially you're saying do like this then?
Yeah.
Is that
Sorry.
And then spread the project's info.
so like this?
Mhm.
Looks right.
You should also just be able to, yeah, that's good.
Let's see if it works. Nope, it's
Ooh,
still
okay.
running infinitely.
There might be one more thing that you need to add to use effect, and that's a empty array at the end of use
Oh yeah,
effect.
you need to do that. Good catch.
Okay,
Learning
so is that
Comma empty array.
so just like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you'd put if there was any dependencies for this use effect, let's say for it to monitor, I think is how it works, of something to be updated, then you would put that in that empty array right there, and it would make it so it won't do it unless that is changed, I believe. Is that how that works?
Okay. Let's see. Awesome. Yep. Looks like that worked. So now I just have an array that has all the projects in it. Awesome. And then of course we'll have to actually take that information and change it to put, each of the projects with their descriptions and all that.
Yeah. And yeah.
Okay.
You could honestly just like map through all of that data. In your
Just
actual like JSX, yeah, like
Yeah, do like a projects.map
yeah,
and then
down
have
there.
each of these become a
Mhm.
section.
And then you wouldn't need to like repeat it so many times, the style or whatever, like that.
Right,
section.
right. So this would
Yeah.
just become one, but then in here we would fill with the information from
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay,
However
gotcha.
many, yeah, so that should fix that.
Awesome. Okay. We can get to that. So I guess moving forward, issues we need to create, we need to make essentially, I guess a good idea would be to make functions for each of the endpoints that we would need to interact with.
Mhm.
And then we'll
Yeah.
just start using those on
I
each
would
of the
focus
pages.
on the Git ones first, just because they're there and they're easier. And I
Right.
feel like a lot of your routing could potentially depend on that as well. So like when you're getting a project and you hit like read more, you
Mhm.
need to be able to be taken to that like project specific page. So I forgot how you guys have routing set up currently.
So it's been a little hectic. I'm not sure how it is on this page. But if we just look at app.js, this is our current sort of routing situation. So when we go to like the project view, which I think is what's linked to on each of the read mores, this is the page that we get, which actually, now that I'm looking at it, this still needs to be updated.
And then if you go back, what was the previous page called? Like, what was the route for that?
This is admin/teams.
Gotcha. Okay. So you could hit like read more, and then since project view looks like its own component, you could pass in props to that project view component based on like the title or whatever it is that you're pulling from each project. And you could look into use params. That way you'll have like a unique sort of URL where it's like project view / project one or whatever title you want to give it.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm trying to think. Otherwise, if you're passing in like certain props to project view, it should just populate with that title. So you might not even need to use that. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, because that's a different route outside of. Yeah, so you might need to use params for that since it's routing outside of this like project view page.
Okay.
But yeah, we can cross that bridge when we get to it if you want, honestly.
Yeah.
Someone starts trying to implement that and then.
Yeah, I think a way to go about this is look at the responses from like Git projects or Git teams, because they have entity relationships with them. So if, let's say, if you get Git project, you also get the team. But if you get team, you also get all the projects that on that team, right?
Mhm.
So that's another thing you can just keep in the back of your mind.
Right. Yeah.
And let me know if you need anything changed, because obviously I can always change up the response DTOs to, or even the route, maybe even more so. But like, yeah, I could also tailor to exactly what's needed, because I was essentially doing this out of just mental visualization.
Right.
Well, and entities and stuff like that. So I did my best. Right? I did my best.
Yeah, that's all we're all doing. We're all just doing our best. It's no problem. It's no problem. Yeah. Okay.
Well, good job. I guess Seth could catch you guys up, Steven and James, if you didn't get that.
Yep, I can do my best,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, you'll definitely want to call use effect on whatever page you're using, just so it's called once, and once everything's rendered. And then like Art said, it depends on what you're sort of looking to get back, what you would call. So just keep that in mind, especially since things are linked. Like you might need to know the team in order to render a certain projects and vice versa. So yeah. And then if there's any weird things, or when you start like trying to implement stuff and you realize like maybe some routing stuff might need to change, or even how you render certain components might need to change, just you can either work through that or just let me know and we can look at how to adjust that around everything else that you guys already made.
Yeah. Awesome.
Cool. Well, good work, team.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully we can get in touch with the rest of the team. Although I guess, let's see, who else here from client? So me, Stephen, and James. So I'll try and talk to Sheldon and Nick and Zigong at some point today and catch them up on where we're at now. And I will get sort of the basic idea for this, maybe as a pull request soon, just so that everyone can kind of see a little idea of what we should be doing.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, feel free to hop off whenever, unless you have other questions.
Yeah, would you, Seth, would you be able to get me up to speed with the clients, just so I have it on my side? You guys did some kind of auth, right?
Okay. Yes, although I'm not going to be able to explain that part to you. Sheldon did that entire part on his own. So I don't really have any, I have no idea how any of that works at the current moment. I can ask Sheldon, and whenever he has time, maybe he can send you some information about it. But I couldn't explain it to you.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll talk to him today. I talk to him every day, so
Awesome.
I'll get to the bottom. Okay, I was just curious because I know I'm trying to hit just like localhost 3000, and it's giving me page not found. So I'm
right. So I can't explain that part, which is right now he's got it set up to where the auth is opt out or opt in. So you can still just change the URL and go to a page, if you want to go like /admin or /admin home or /admin teams, any of those will work. But when the auth is turned on, it will automatically route to the login page. And then from there, we'll have to figure out how someone's going to log in. And then from there, it'll take them either to the user's side or the admin side based on which they are. Which actually was another question that we need to ask you, which is there just an endpoint for like logging someone in or just like checking credentials? You know, if there's just like a, you know, send credentials, return, you know.
I think
kind of confirmation.
I think I've implemented something like that in. Unfortunately, it's just, it literally just checks credentials. It doesn't say the session or anything like that, since we don't have any security or sessions or implemented. So
Right.
it is a credentials checker. And I believe it also, in some routes implements admin too, right? So also check credentials and if the admin is true, right? But how the entities were set up, there isn't like a is logged in flag. That's kind of what I was going to start working on today or tomorrow. You know, some kind of security and, you know, keeping a user logged in and keeping his information persistent.
I think Sheldon did take care of it where once you log in, because he put like the admin at admin.com and the user at user.com.
Yeah, I seen that he has a sessions state somewhere. I just looked over the package JSON. I didn't see actual express sessions on there. So or sessions dependency. So I still have to kind of look into it a little bit more. But yeah. Sounds about right.
Awesome.
Sounds right.
Well, I think the idea is that once you're logged in through the login page, hopefully we won't have to do any more checking at that point. I'm not sure. So I actually, to tell you the truth, I don't even know what we need for it to work. So I'll have to ask Sheldon about that or something.
Yeah. Right now he just has it set up as like a if else. But yeah, eventually we're gonna have to make it go and check the database to see if that user even exists.
I think user one also has his admin. Yeah, it's admin and user one have admin true on their. Well, yeah, let me know because it will catch exceptions server side. I'm sure you're gonna have to do some kind of handling front side so it just doesn't crash.
Right. Yeah, because we'll also have to keep track of like the user info during their session. So that way we send the right information.
At the get-go, I thought I had the hard part, and then I'm just now I'm just kind of like piecing this stuff together of like what client side has to like now do, like after, you know, almost a week now, you know, 5 days.
Yeah.
I was like, oh
yeah.
I'm glad I got server.
I don't know. I think both sides have their challenges for sure.
Well, I mean, I've always been backend, you know, so this comes a whole lot easier than React does. So
yeah,
that's kind of where I was at. I was like,
I think it's with everything too. Like when you very first see it, like you see the wireframe, you're like, oh man, we're gonna knock this thing out in like 3 days, and then like getting more and more problems, and you start realizing like it gets more and more complicated the more you go on.
Yeah, I mean, that was me with the endpoints, and I was just like, I don't know. Every time I came up to it, I just kept falling down these rabbit holes. And essentially, I was like prop drilling in React. I was route drilling. I was like, okay, so company ID, team ID, project ID, kind of like, you know, I was like, but wait a minute. So I started looking at the entities and I saw like, you know, some of them return lists and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I could work with this. But then again, like you start thinking about it and you're just like, oh, what if, you know, how about this? How about that? How about that?
Yep. think we've run into sort of the same issue.
Yeah.
It's just like you start working, and then it's like all of a sudden you realize, oh man, I'm 2, 3, 4 layers deep on trying to solve this one problem.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, like yesterday I was doing the patch route for the company, and I was just gonna do a simple patch route. I ended up doing verification. I did a validation function, auth service. Then at the end of it, I was like, dude, what the fuck?
yeah,
I
man.
was like, this is unnecessary.
Also, I just want to say, client team, you did a great job and everything. I'm not trying to like rat on y'all or anything, but inline styles, that hurt me when I saw that personally. It's so hard to work with. And I'm just like honestly impressed by the fact that you guys have even like done all of this stuff, because it seems like all you guys have like really different styles of like working with code, and that in and of itself, and with as many people as there is like on the client team, that just seems so hard. So when I was like pulling it down and looking at it, everything is like so different in terms of just how you guys structure the code. And I was just like, I don't know how they like keep track of all of this, because I just would have been so sad. Like,
I don't know if I have a correct expectation here, but I was sort of just expecting that like I wanted to get it to look sort of like it was supposed to, and then I was just expecting someone to come back later and like take out styles, put them in like a file, and then like add the things that they actually want. Because I'm just sort of messing with like with numbers and stuff to try and get percentages to work, but I spend like an hour to get something so simple you would think styled.
yeah, I mean, that's part of the struggle too. It just client is just, it's like one thing you have to make everything like look the way you want it to, and then you have to make it function with like stuff from the server. So it's just like, yeah, it's really tiring, honestly. Um, and then
Yeah.
merge conflicts and things like just all of that stuff together is like a whole beast. But you guys got a lot done, honestly, in this week. So, and plus, like you guys are ending kind of early. So, yeah, just to get this much done, I think is really cool.
Do you think it's realistic to think that we'll actually have a finished product by whenever we need to show this off?
No, but I will say
That's what I expected.
Yeah. Yeah, most teams don't finish the project. Usually what happens is they finish what they can and then just say like, okay, hello presenters, which will just be like Frank and some instructors. I think Carrie and maybe Chris Shivers will also be there. But usually what happens is just like they kind of want to know like your like business presenting skills, and so you'll just say like, hello, this is our product, this is what we were able to get done, and in future sprints this is what we want to achieve. So it's just kind of like gracefully saying like, we don't have everything done, but what we do have done is great. And so yeah, most teams don't finish. And then I think it's also just to practice for the real world, because a lot of times your employers may be like, yeah, I need you to have like a whole application done like by tomorrow, and then you realistically have to tell them like, that won't happen, but I'll try. This is what I was able to get done, and if I have more time, then I can do this. And then they're like, okay, awesome. Especially if they don't really understand how tech works just in general. So yeah, don't beat yourselves up. Like, you guys got a lot done, honestly. Like, I'm impressed. Like, just going through everything, I was just like, I don't know how they, first of all, keep up with everything, and then second of all, finish all of this. So yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are in a good spot.
It's been an experience, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. But it looks good. I can stay on this call if you all still need to talk about stuff. Otherwise, you guys should probably take a break for lunch or something.
Yeah, I was just about to say it is lunchtime.
Agree.
So, alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much. Glad we got this set up.
Stay in touch. If anything is confusing or anything like that, reach out as quick as possible.
Yep, absolutely. And I'll hopefully get in touch with the rest of the client side team at some point today. So
all right.
Alrighty, guys.
Good stuff, guys. Thank you.
Guess we will see you guys next week sometime.